My name is Zoe. I'm 7 years old and I live in China. I have no parents, so I live in an orphanage with lots of other kids. Sometimes, some of the kids, well, mostly the babies, get to leave the orphanage because some nice people come and take them home with them. I wish some nice people would come and get me. The world is quickly changing, but one thing will never change, and that is that we all need a family. According to UNICEF, there are well over 100 million children all over the world without a family, just like Zoe. However, it doesn't have to be that way. We can be the change that these children need, and we can lend a hand of support through either international adoption or supporting international adoption. In fact, in 2012, according to the U.S. Department of State, 2,697 orphans were adopted from China, 197 from Nigeria, and 21 from Brazil. You see, international adoption is on the rise, and more people are learning about it. So international adoption, whether through actually adopting or simply supporting it, provides help in a home to children without help in a home. We are called by God so we can serve and we can adopt. You might be thinking right now, there is no way that I'm going to adopt a child, much less support it. But if you are a Christian, then you are a child of God. So what were you before you were a Christian? An orphan. We were adopted by God into His family whenever we accepted the free gift of salvation. Ephesians 1:5 says, God decided in advance to adopt us into His own family by bringing us to Himself through Jesus Christ. This is what He wanted to do, and it gave Him great pleasure. He wanted to adopt us, and we too can show that same love to orphans around the world. We're actually called by God in James 1:27, which says, pure and genuine religion in the sight of God the Father means caring for orphans and widows in their distress. Because of our adoption by God and the grace and mercy He has shown us, we too are called to show grace and mercy to orphans in their distress as well. Now, international adoption is important because it provides homes for thousands of children without a home. In fact, in 2012, there were 9,319 international adoptions, according to government statistics. However, it's actually on the decline in the U.S. It's been on a downward trend for a couple of years now. But according to howtoadopt.org, the global orphan crisis will only continue to increase due to disease, war, poverty, as well as social ills such as abuse, neglect, and abandonment. You see, even though adoption's on the decline, orphans are on the incline, and it's our job to provide a home for them. Now, to begin the adoption process, you must first choose an agency or an attorney in which to legally go through. After paperwork and decision making, you're ready to be able to welcome a new child into your home. Depending on what country you adopt from, depends on how long you must wait. For example, in China, it can be as little as 3 months, whereas in the Philippines, the adoption process can take up to 7 years. Now, for those of you who are out of the stage of life for children or are unable to adopt, you can get involved right here in the United States. There are various organizations that have been created exactly for this purpose. A Christian singer and songwriter, Steven Curtis Chapman, decided to get involved after he and his wife adopted their 3 youngest daughters from China. He created an organization called Show Hope, whose purpose is to mobilize the church in the global orphan crisis. They offer 3 ways that you can support orphans, in which it says pray, give, and mobilize. Every orphan has a story. They have a face, and they have a purpose. And we can all pray for orphans in their plight as they're looking for a home. We can give to these organizations, which also provide grants for people who are adopting. Or there's organizations such as Cry the Orphan, which provides financial support to children for basic survival needs. Now, adoption originated in the heart of God when He adopted us into His family through salvation. And it is our privilege to now carry out the adoption process here on earth and show compassion to orphans who are fatherless. And we all have a part because of what James 1:27 reminds us. It is the will of God. Hi, it's me, Zoe again, and I live in America now. I have a mommy and a daddy and brothers and sisters. Mommy and Daddy came all the way to China to pick me up and bring me home. That's right, home. I have a place where I belong, and I have a family who loves me.